Hello. Now, we're back. Week number 12 for the Criterion Challenge. The prompt was Celine Song's Top 10, which I have over here. Um, Number 10 was Everything is Going to Be Fine by Steven Soderbergh. Next is Closely Watched Strains. Next is Howard's End. Next is The Celebration. Next is Kubrick's Barry Lyndon. Next is Scorsese's Age of Innocence. Number 4 is Wim Wenders' Pina. Akira Kurosawa's High and Low. Awesome. Great movie. Number 2, Louis Mal's My Dinner with Andre. And number 1, The Tin Drum by Schlondorf. So I don't know if I butchered that. Apologies. But yeah, a pretty respectable top 10. I have not seen a majority of these. I think the only ones I've seen is High and Low, but a good majority of these are actually going to be on my lists. Is actually on the list for my challenges all throughout the year. So I will be watching. I know The Celebration and Barry Lyndon and Age of Innocence are there. So yeah, I'm looking forward. But for this one, I picked her number 2 spot, My Dinner with Andre. And first off, Celine Song. After watching this movie, yeah, no, this has Celine Song written all over it. I've only seen Past Lives, which is her directorial debut, and that movie just hinges on a lot of micro expressions from conversations and hinges on like the little twitches actors do to convey like the little nuances in their performances. And My Dinner with Andre is just basically all that. I mean, for those who don't know, My Dinner with Andre is literally, as it says, a dinner with Andre. It is a 2 hour conversation in dinner, and my exposure to this, I've heard about this movie a bunch before, but my first exposure was the Community episode, My Dinner with Abed, where they parodied it, and I find that very funny that I knew that, and I'm glad it didn't really spoil anything except that the whole conceit of the idea, but it didn't spoil any details. But yeah, I mean, I talked about in the last video movies that have been cemented in pop culture. This is not one of them, but this is a movie I found out first because of a fucking Community reference. But like, yeah, My Dinner with Andre. Like His Girl Friday, this is a thing. Me and my girlfriend kind of struggled to watch at night. We were both kind of sleepy. But the next day, I watched it alone on the boat back here. And I found it to be incredibly, like, I found myself really liking it. I feel like if I watch the entirety now with like a clear head, knowing what it is, not all hazy, not all sleepy, and not while fucking on sea transit, I think I would enjoy it a lot more. It runs the risk of being one of my favorite movies of all time, but as of now, it's still a 4 out of 5. But there's something very intimate about this movie. Like I texted my friend that it reminded me of her because, quite frankly, and my letterbox review read this, it nails perfectly the experience of catching up with a friend you haven't talked to in a bit and realizing just how depressed both of you have gotten, and trying to glean some sort of conclusion from that. But at the end of the day, it's a dinner with Andre. That's what happened, and you go on with your lives, and you don't know when's the next time you're gonna see each other again, and that's just what it is. I mean, as you can see, like with how I've linked it to my own life, it seems very personal, and again, like just talking about it, it grows more and more. And this is a very lit major. This is very English major movie. The conversations they have are very fucking philosophical and very abstract and just cultural. And I feel like uh I feel like it's something my a lot of my classmates would get a kick out of, but it would feel like homework to a lot of us given that we are literature majors. But I feel like it is something that I never recommend movies to them because they know me as a movie guy and I don't want to get made fun of. But yeah, so but if ever I do introduce it to them, they're gonna make fun of me for watching a 2 hour conversation. But then afterwards, I think we are gonna talk about what the fuck these two were just talking about, and how it really does give you a numb feeling. It's very, I don't know, maybe this says more about me, uh the way I interpret it, but it feels very apocalyptic for a movie that's released in 1981. It feels very hopeless. in a way that feels very 2025. You know, it fits the current zeitgeist more than any movie from the 80s, which is weird. Which is weird because they talk about shit, like they talk about very analog things that like would have immediately dated it, and it does, but just the overall feeling of like the whole world collapsing behind you and not knowing what to do and like feeling like your life has been amounting to nothing. It feels very modern. It feels very contemporary. And yeah, bummer. Wallace Shawn is very funny in this, and I wish to see him more as a leading man. And again, like I said, Celine song recommended this, and it's filled with a lot of those like little glances and little twitches of the eye, and it's filled with all of that. And I eat that shit up, honestly. I love dissecting actors' performances like that, and yeah. The last thing I'm gonna say is the waiter here looks like Heli R's dad in Severance, and it distracted me all throughout. Bye bye.